of the Thaddeus Matthews Show, candidate for Sheriff Shelby County is here, Floyd Bonner. And then the second hour, I'm going to deal with a controversial subject that says, watch out for your little girls. I'm going to tell you about an incident that happened yesterday when Dale and I were in a store in the North Memphis area, and we think that a couple guys were going to attempt to ravish or rape a young 14, 15-year-old girl, and they happened to see all that weapon that Dale had on her hip, and they let her go. But we'll talk about that in the second hour. Did you get it there?
No.
It's still
It
working?
didn't come down. It's playing, but it's not downloading to your file. And I tried it 3 ways, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not downloading from YouTube. So I don't know what else to.
And we'll try it again for Monday.
Okay. We'll work on it tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
All right.
All right, we're getting ready to go live in just a moment. I'm full too, just left a flying fish downtown, so I ate 2 pounds of crab legs and some and a margarita, so we're ready to do it in just a moment. First hour again, politics. You got one of your brochures, Floyd. Give me a pen there. Okay.
All that other stuff on the other side.
Okay. All right, hoping that those of you on social media, your day has been such a good day. Rhonda Alfonso down in Florida, how you doing this evening, baby? All right, all over the country you're joining me. First hour, we got to deal with some local politics out of Memphis, and then the second hour, watch out for your little girl.
Language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion.
You gave her that number? All right. Hey, Linda, I'm gonna use the phone. Who are you, sir? Oh, okay. Make sure, when I go to the phone, so this mic is on. And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely, positively not. And good Friday evening to you. And welcome again to still the most controversial, the hardest hitting, the most informative, the rawest, non-filtered, not giving a damn who I talk about, television talk show anywhere on the country, in the country, brother. Glad to have each and every one of you here on this lucky day, Friday the 13th. Well, they said, well, I'm superstitious. I said, hell, anytime you wake up, it's all right. I said, I don't believe in superstition. I don't believe in all them curses and stuff. It's just blessed. It's just a blessing to still be here in the land of the dying. Yeah, I know y'all, some of y'all pastors tell y'all it's the land of the living, but I just left a memorial service for Tuesday Parker, and Hearst wheels are still rolling here in Memphis, Tennessee. Exciting show tonight. It's split up into two parts tonight. The first hour, I'm dealing with local politics, a position that is very important here in Shelby County, and that's the sheriff's race. Second hour, I'm dealing with a subject, and I came about this subject, watch out for your little girls. Dale and I were in a business that I do business with on yesterday, and there were two, how old do they look like they were, Dale? About 16, 17-year-olds was walking, and they had this young girl, looked like she was about 14 years old, by the arms. And I was taking care of business, and Dale, with all that weapon that she had on, was sitting in the door. And she watching me, but this young girl walks by, and she looks back at Dale with this look of distress. And Dale just started rubbing that weapon, and the young boys decided that they were going to let her go. So I decided to deal with this subject tonight. Watch out for your little girls. We're going to do that in the second hour. But the first hour is very important, okay? It's very important here in Shelby County. The electing of a sheriff. Now, I would say that Floyd Bonner is the front runner for several reasons. First of all, he has the experience. Second of all, right now, technically, he's acting in the role of the sheriff because the elected sheriff has been sick for a while, and as the deputy chief, he took over the operation of the Shelby County Sheriff's Department and also the Shelby County Jail. He's the guy that I think that we need to elect. Now the other guy, Benny Call, nice guy, nice enough guy, I guess, but this is his fourth time running. Hell, you done lost 3 times, Bennett, so what the hell are you running for again? I mean, what you gonna tell us different your 4th time than you did all the other 3 times? I would think by now you would realize that the citizens of Shelby County did not want you as their sheriff. See, I could say that, Floyd Bonner can't say it, but I'm just gonna tell you the truth. See, it's time out that we just keep on electing folks because they want a job or they need a job. We need people that have the experience, people that are going to get involved, and especially this because the sheriff is the highest elected law enforcement officer in the county. Yes, his position is higher than that of the director of the city of Memphis Police, because the city of Memphis is within the county of Shelby. He has the legacy of experience and leadership. What I'm going to do is, because he's going to stay here till about 8 o'clock, what I'm going to do is take a quick commercial message, and then when I come back, we're going to bring Floyd Bonner on. I may even open up the phone lines for a moment, so if there's any questions that you have of Floyd Bonner, because this is important. What is he going to do? What is he going to do for the citizens of Shelby County? There's crime all over the city of, all over the county, all over the city of Memphis, and he does have enforcement powers in the city as well as in the county. I was talking to Floyd a couple of months ago, and I was surprised that the number of Shelby County deputy sheriffs, was it 625? 604. There are only, and you know, we hear the police always talking about the shortage of manpower for just the city of Memphis. But in Shelby County, the entirety of deputy sheriffs, and all of those deputy sheriffs, if I'm correct, are not on the streets. Many of them are in the courtrooms. So we only have 604 deputy sheriffs. Yeah, it came as a surprise to me. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back with Floyd Bonner, the man that you need to elect for the sheriff of Shelby County. We'll be right back. Okay. Let's set him up. Daryl Sanders, do you want to get put off my page?
What did you say you wanted that up for? You want that?
I'm on, see, they can hear it, you can hear it off of here,
Okay,
okay? When I go to the phone, it can be heard out here,
okay,
because the Bluetooth is connected.
got it,
So
okay.
it just run at that
I didn't
time.
know which mic was.
Yeah, it's just, you good.
I got me another big desk for the other studio
Do it?
that's about this size
Yeah.
with the legs in the middle.
Really?
Mm.
So you get comfortable.
He said the middle seat.
Or try to get comfortable, how about that?
See his tripod?
Put you on the middle seat.
Yeah,
Cause it's about as mellow, it's about as covered them bumps and sitting in the county jail.
That's why I took my wallet out my back pocket.
Are y'all on this one? Let's see.
Just right there, that's fine, no problem.
Okay. You see his tripod there?
We need one of them tripods. That would need 3 of them. Where you get that at, man?
Amazon.
I know what logo you can get it in. Will it hold these big tablets as well?
Yeah, they have some that we, this is like $10 here, but, you know.
That's about $10.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to order.
Well, you need to go on Amazon and order 3 of them. Cause we're going into another studio in this building, and I'm having my own studio, and I don't really wanna do the desk thing. But I get thousands of people that's watching by way of social media. So, but I don't want to clutter up, but if I have to clutter, I have to.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, bring me back.
All right. We got 15 seconds.
All right.
10 seconds. Test your mic, Mr. Brown, quick.
Test.
Cool. 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Do not miss that big concert on Sunday at the Rock. I will be there as one of the MCs on that program. James Chambers and myself back together again. 35 years ago, I did my first big gospel concert as an MC, and James Chambers was there, and the featured guests were the Canton Spirituals. In fact, it was a recording of the Canton Spirituals recording 35 years ago live at Greater Community Temple. I'm getting a little reverb, Linda. Is it this mic? Okay, let me turn that one away for a second and see if we got it.
I had to turn it back down for you.
Huh?
I had to turn it back down for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So whenever you hear that,
okay.
what you want? You want me to try it a little bit more, or just leave as is?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with
Okay.
I'm fine the way I am. My guest, ladies and gentlemen, is the next elected sheriff of the city of Memphis, Mr. Floyd Bonner. Floyd, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Thaddeus, for having me.
Floyd, what is your present position with the Shelby County Sheriff's Department?
That is currently, I'm the chief deputy, the number 2 man in charge,
Okay.
right behind the sheriff. I run the day-to-day operations on the law enforcement side as well as the jail side.
So it's no secret now that Sheriff Odom has been a little ill for a while, and that you are basically unofficially the sheriff, because you do run the day-to-day operations of not only the sheriff's department but also the jail. I guess, but that's entirety, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but let me say this though, the sheriff is doing fine.
Is he doing?
There's a lot of rumors out there about him, and he's doing fine. I speak to him on a daily basis. Matter of fact, talked to him yesterday about a situation that's going on, and so we're in constant communication. He is the sheriff. He is in charge. So I run the operations for him.
But you still take your orders?
I still have orders to take. So, but right now he's doing fine. But we're doing well at the sheriff's office.
How long have you been in law enforcement?
37 years at the sheriff's office. All my law enforcement experience, except for 3 months. When I first got hired by the county, I worked out at the correctional center for about 3 months until I got hired at the sheriff's office. And I've been there 37, going on my 38th year this year.
So you've been a patrolman, you worked in,
Started off working in the jail, and that was the first stop when anyone came on the sheriff's office. Matter of fact, I started in the old jail, believe it or not. Been so long, and then when we moved to 201, I still worked in the jail there. Then when I left the jail, I went out to Uniform Patrol Division, stayed out there for a few years. Then I left and went to narcotics, and just on and on and on. I spent quite a bit of my career in narcotics, about 13 years in narcotics.
Were you part of the old jumping grab?
No, I wasn't. Thank goodness. I was working on larger cases, but I was there doing jump and grab. That was not my permanent assignment. I was working on larger drug dealers. So,
If elected as the sheriff, you're the chief deputy, you've been the assistant chief deputy over the courts divisions, you've been a lieutenant sergeant, you've worked your way up. What is it that Floyd Bonner is going to do differently for the citizens of Shelby County?
Well, when you say differently, you sound like the sheriff's office is doing a bad job now. So let's don't say differently. Let's say
you're a different sheriff.
Right.
So let's say, what new ideas and concepts, especially when we deal in a county like Shelby, where the crime rate is so high. What is it what agenda, what program, what project are you going to put in place to make the citizens of this county feel safe? Well, as you know, we all know, we live here in this city. Crime is on the rise, especially juvenile crime. I see it every day. As you know, we take over. We do have a detention facility at juvenile court now. We have a jail, out of jail lease, where we're housing approximately 38 juveniles that have been remanded over as adults. So obviously we do have a juvenile crime problem. And one of the things that I like to do as sheriff and as much as possible is getting involved in the community. That is, we've got to catch our kids in the elementary school. We've been waiting in middle school, but we've got to start at the elementary level. But what can the sheriff's department do about it?
Well, right now we have SROs, or school resource officers, in the middle schools and high schools. And our officers are trained to mentor children and talk to kids, de-escalate problems in schools. And so I think if the sheriff as sheriff, being more involved in that part of it, providing programs, just like you said, providing programs for you. We have an Explorer program, and I bet you many of your listeners have never even heard of it.
So what is it?
It's where we take kids from 12 up to 21, and we show them all about law enforcement. And what I would like to do with that particular program is incorporate the correction side in it, because everybody doesn't wanna be a deputy sheriff, I get it, but if we start talking to kids while they're in high school and middle school, maybe they want a career in corrections, and that's the component that we have in the sheriff's office that we don't fully take advantage of, letting people know about this Explorer program. And these kids, they're a part of us. We train them, we show them what it's like to be a law enforcement officer, and I would like to add on to that program, show them what it is to be a correction officer, because it is, you know, being a correction officer or a deputy sheriff, law enforcement officer, it's a tough job. It's not like it was when I came on 37 years ago. It's different.
The crime rate in the city of Memphis and in Shelby County is extremely high. And we often hear the city of Memphis Police Department talking about the shortage of officers that they have. You only have 604 officers.
Right.
And a large percentage of those officers are in other divisions, summons, warrants, in the divisions of courts.
Right.
What can the sheriff's department, under your leadership, what can you do to help the city of Memphis Police Department curtail some of the crime in some of the high crime areas?
Well, let me say this. First of all, the city of Memphis, Director Rollins and I have a very good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never, ever told him no, nor would I tell him no if they need assistance. Just here recently, I was able, through negotiation with the county commission, to get approval for 25 more deputies. And we're gonna phase those deputies in the gang unit, or 15 of those officers in the gang unit. And Director Rollins and I were talking one time, and last year, 64% of homicides that they were gang related.
Okay.
So we're putting additional, we already have 14 officers in that unit. We're gonna put an additional 15 in that unit. And then we're gonna take that other 10 out of the 25 and put them in the future division. That division is the ones that go out and pick people up for warrants. Now, what that will do is give more police visibility on the streets for us. I had an officer just a few weeks ago that was actually in civil, that was serving papers and probably prevented a murder. A woman and a man in South Memphis, they were out in the middle of the street fighting, and she had a knife and she was stabbing a guy, and he was able to intervene and probably kept her from killing him. So it's about being out in the streets, being visible. There's a lot of things that entails us answering calls in the city because it's two different dispatch systems. In other words, my guys could be at Lamar and Airways, and something could be going on, but just because of the way the dispatch system is, we wouldn't know it like an MPD unit would know it, because we're on two different radio frequencies.
So do you think that there should be an overall frequency that is monitored by your department for those high crime areas?
Well, you know, we have talked about that with the Memphis Police Department, talking about, we do have a system that when we're doing operations together, then we can patch our radios in and all of us be on one channel. But ordinarily, like for instance, my civil division, if they're out serving papers, they're not on MPD's radio frequency. So they're only talking to the county dispatcher and not there is a capability to where they can scan those other channels, but it's very difficult to listen to your radio and then listen to all the other radios. So those are things that we are talking about. You know, we're trying to move into a new technological era, and I think, especially with the sheriff's office, trying to be transparent. We want to be transparent. The only officers that have body cams, for instance, are our school resource officers. And I think it's very important for all of our officers to have them. Now, we do have inside all our patrol vehicles, the vehicles that are out in patrol, they have cameras in their cars and microphones, but it's not body cams. So we want to move to body cams because we want to be transparent. We want the public to see what we do. We're not trying to hide anything. And, you know, we want you to feel good about the Shelby County Sheriff's Office.
One of the issues when we talk about the Shelby County Jail
Mhm.
is the processing in and the processing out
Right.
of 201 Poplar. I know that the system changed last year, but it can take you 8 hours to be processed in, 12 hours to be processed out. Even after you've been to court, you've paid your bond, it can take you as long as a day or more to get out of jail. What can you, as the sheriff, the guy that's over the Shelby County Jail, what can you do to quicken the time of release or the processing out of an individual that's trying to get out of jail?
And that's something that we're already trying to work on right now. We have staff meetings and we look at the processing time. As you know, we had the problem with the computers down in 201, which was not the sheriff's office doing. That was from the mayor's office. And when they switched computer system, it kind of threw us all into chaos for a while. So we're working through those problems with 2 or 3 different systems, some not being able to talk to others. It really slowed us down considerably, and it really got to be a problem for us to the point that we were almost hand walking. I mean, back in the day when I was working in the jail, manually taking paperwork to the next station to process it. So we're looking at all kinds of ways of how to speed this process up. Our jail population is high, and we're looking at the reasons why we do have jail population managers. We're looking at, and so it's a big operation, and it's a lot of moving parts.
But
and a lot of
why, Floyd, does it take so long? I mean, the person is in jail, and let's say the guy's just got a traffic violation, okay? And he's been processed into jail. You've got to go through the whole process of going through pre-trial, you gotta go through the doctors, you gotta go through all of that. Then you got to sit there, you get your bonds paid, okay? Then you got to hear, because you can't get out quickly, you gotta dress out. You gotta go replace the cell. Then you're in a pod, and it's still going to take you another 12 hours to get out. The citizen does not really care about all that technological stuff.
Right.
That individual wants to get out of jail. And if you really don't know somebody down there, you could get lost in the shuffle, you can get lost in the system, and it takes you forever to get out.
Well,
So what do you say to that person?
well, I don't think we're losing anybody now. I think we're doing a really good job of getting, but I understand what you're saying, the length of time that it takes to process. But now, you just went through the entire process in about 30 seconds. Now, it doesn't take that, it just doesn't happen that fast.
Floyd, I've been there.
I understand.
Okay, and in my case, I just happen to know folk,
Right.
okay?
Right.
So I don't sometimes, and I ain't gonna cover it, because it ain't the nicest place in the world, and y'all need to change the menu too. Hand you that little bag with the little apple, and the little sandwich, and a little Kool-Aid about that big. This is no place that you really want to see. But to the person, and I would do the process right there in about 30 seconds, but it becomes, especially if it's shift change, it's a long, drawn out process. But the citizens, especially now you got your career guys who go down there and they see all their buddies and their loved ones and their friends, they feel at home. But guys like me who've been there, and you trying to get out, my bond's paid, I'm ready to go, okay? Fortunately, I don't sometimes have to deal with that 12-hour process.
Right.
Because I'm gonna call somebody.
Right.
But the guy that don't know nobody,
But that,
and he says that 14 hours to get out.
But see, you're going up more and more. You start at 8, now you're 12, now you're at 14. You're going further and further. But just some things that you just said along, shift change, you know, if you come in or you're being processed out and it's shift change, then that's gonna take an hour in itself there, because we have to stop movement in the jail. We have to do a count. We have to make sure everyone's accountable for. We need to make sure that anything that officer that's getting off is passing on to the next officer. And all these things takes time, and it literally shuts the jail down for a couple of hours. Now, if we have an emergency medical situation, a code white in the jail where there's a medical, where we stop all movement in the jail, that can hamper us. So, I mean, there's various reasons to slow that jail down. And, but I assure you that, look, we don't want you in there no longer than you want to be in there.
Well, I guess the best thing to do is to just make sure you don't go down.
That'd be great.
I'm gonna open the phones in just a moment for questions, but someone sent me a question. As sheriff, would Floyd Bonner support the merger of the Shelby County jails with the Shelby County Correction Center? And can that be done?
I don't think it could be done. Now, I'll tell you one thing that I'm not gonna support is privatization of the jail.
Okay.
I'm not gonna see our people, employees of the sheriff's office lose their jobs.
But don't you already have some privatization in the jail?
No, we don't. No, not as the correctional officer.
Okay.
Now, we do contract out medical and things like that.
And the folks that change the
Air
clothes? Right.
and everything. Those are contracts that we contract out.
Okay.
But to privatize the jail and to give it to some corporation to where they would fire all our employees
And bring in their own.
bring in their own people, or hire some of our people at a lower pay scale.
But,
No, I'm not going to.
but the sheriff's department is not over the Shelby County Corrections Center.
That's right, that's a different, entity, that's under county government.
Okay, so there could not be the only merger that could happen would have to come from the county commission
Right.
and from the mayor himself.
The mayor himself,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right, 601, put that number up for me, 601-909-5729. I'm gonna open up the phone lines for calls for the next sheriff of Shelby County, Floyd Bonner. And as we look at the situation, and I guess the biggest thing that people in this community want is to feel as though they're safe on the streets of Memphis. And they don't care whether it's the city of Memphis police or whether it is the county. So I'm sure we're about to get a bunch of questions. You're on the air with Thaddeus Matthews and Floyd Bonner. Go ahead. I'm not picking you up. Hold on. Hold on. Linda, you think I need to run it through the board? Because I'm not picking up. Wait a minute, let me, I did it the wrong way. That's what I did. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
I did it wrong. Okay, I'm doing fine. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Bonner, how you doing?
All right, sir, how are you?
Go ahead with your question. He said, okay, now go ahead with your question.
Hey, I know Sheriff Fordham is man, and I'm gonna say I think that you're a good man.
He's what now?
Sheriff Fordham, I know I campaigned for him a lot.
You campaigning for him right now?
So Sheriff Fordham, I'm campaigning for you too.
Have you already voted?
Oh, no, I haven't voted yet.
Well, you need to vote. That's gonna prove you campaigning.
No, I'm not campaigning for him, I'm voting, I'm putting the word out for him.
Well, we need more than word. We need a vote. When you gonna vote?
I got time to vote that,
Okay, well,
cause I go way back with Jed Fine. I know, Carl Johnson,
Who?
Mr. Johnson, Carl Johnson.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, yeah. Okay. All right. 601-095729. Y'all know I don't use phones often, so I wanted to do this tonight for the sheriff to be. See, I've already called it into being. I could have ran this through the system, which I probably should have. 601-909. Yeah. Go ahead, you're on there.
Yes, sir, this is my question for the sheriff.
And speak up a little bit for us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to know, future sheriff, elect, I would like to know, well, I like to say, it has been deputy jailers that has been trying to make deputy sheriff 10+ years and have excellent work records. And then you can have a top major for MPD to get her son and then her daughter on deputy sheriff back to back with no type of law enforcement correctional experience at all. And what do you plan on doing about that if you are elected for sheriff?
Are you the individual that sent me the text
Yes, sir.
about Caroline Mason?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your question is what?
I think,
If he's elected to sheriff with this type of, I guess, buddy system type thing is going to be allowed or is going to be done the fair way?
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's listen for his answer. He had sent me a text and I didn't about something about Caroline Mason and her children getting. So I'm trying to go back to where his text was.
well, let me say this, because I do know, I talk to correctional officers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a part of the process of hiring correctional officers, as deputy sheriff for the last few years, as I climbed up in rank. And I was telling a group of them the other day that I would, and we do, take priority, or jailers do take priorities in our hiring process. And let me explain this, what I mean by that.
You need to hold just a moment, Calvin.
We know what our correctional officers do. In other words, we have a work history of them. We know if they come to work, we know if they've been written up, we know if they're good officers or not. So they do take priority, and they will take priority if I'm elected as sheriff. I think I started in the jail. I think it's an excellent training ground.
So let's talk about this particular instance since he brought it up.
Okay.
Everyone knows who Caroline Mason is. And we're talking about, I guess, 2 of her children who are on the sheriff's department. Does the sheriff himself handle the hiring of those individuals that go into the jail or go on the sheriff's department?
Yes, he does, yes.
Okay.
There is a process. The sheriff is a part of that process. Now, the 2 individuals that he's speaking about, when they came in to interview, they didn't come in saying that I'm Caroline Mason's child or anything. It's just like every interview. And that is, I can honestly say that because I'm sitting in the room. When a person comes in to interview with us, we ask them 3 questions, only 3. And if you answer those questions.
What are those 3?
I'm not going to tell you.
So then y'all
you put the questions out there.
Okay.
But we ask them 3 questions. If they answer those questions satisfactory or above, because we've had some excellent answers on those 3 questions. And when we do, then we look at we go back and we look at their record, because before they even get to the interview with the sheriff and the chiefs and me and the assistant chiefs, they've already been vetted pretty well. So we will go back and look at the answers that everyone gave us, and we hire based on the answers that they give us.
I guess, but the simple question is, will there be favoritism as far as you know, as the sheriff in the hiring process? And will the jobs of the individuals who work in the jail, who want to move up, will those positions be protected? Will you pull from, that lot before you go outside?
Right, we pull from the jail, I would pull from the jail, as I said, I know what I have with an employee in the jail. So if that person is working and he's coming to work, he's not calling in sick, he's doing a good job in the jail, why wouldn't I want him to be a deputy sheriff? You know, now, some of the officers in the jail, they would actually have to take a pay cut to be a deputy sheriff, until,
What?
just for a few years, you know.
Pay
But-
cut?
Yeah. for
So you,
instance-
you saying, wait a minute, they make more money in the jail?
No. Say for instance, if a guy working in the jail been there 10 years, for
Okay,
instance, you know, that's a lot of time.
Okay.
And for him to come in on an entry level of a deputy sheriff, he might have to take a little pay cut, but most of them are willing to do that. And certainly we would encourage.
so that time doesn't just cross over?
The time does, but the money doesn't.
Okay,
You
so
see
he
what I'm
still
saying?
has to start
Yeah, he has
in
to.
the entry level
Right,
of
exactly.
what a deputy sheriff.
Right. Now, we're trying to change that a little bit because I do think it's unfair. For instance, we just tried to hire 35 officers. We were only able to hire 29. 6 of them bagged out because they worked for various agents.
Somebody give me the clock up here so I can see what I'm doing.
Some of those worked for various agents, and when they found out the pay cut that they were gonna have to take, well, they declined our offer. And I understand that. Now, if we could have been able to bring those officers in at a step 2 instead of a basic patrolman salary, then we may have been able to hang on to those officers. And so that's an important factor also when you're looking at switching from correctional officer to deputy sheriff. And but then there's some guys that work in the jail, that's what they want to do. That's what they've always wanted to do. And if your record is good, and you answer those 3 magic questions right, there's a very good chance that you're gonna be hired. We've hired out of the jail before, and we will continue to do so.
601-909-5729 is the time, about 20 minutes before the hour. What is he going to do about the cell phones coming into the penal phone?
Well, I don't operate the penal phone.
Right, he doesn't operate.
But we're gonna take it, we do have cell phones that get into 201. This is not a problem, just for 201 Poplar. Our jail is a problem across the nation, if you will, with cell phones in the jail. I am not a proponent of making our employees walk through x-ray machines every day to expose them to that kind of radiation every single day. Of course, we have things that,
Hold 1 second.
we do have things that we're trying to put in place to stop the cell phones coming in the jail, because they are a security problem. It's put our officers at risk, and we're fully aware that it is a problem. But to ask an employee to go through a metal, not necessarily a metal detector, but an x-ray machine every day. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't say, but I would think when I've been in the hospital in the past, you know, they don't give you x-rays every day, you know, because of the exposure of it. So we've got to figure out a way, and we're working on something right now that I think is gonna really help us.
But when they come into jail, and those of you who are calling, if I put you on hold, that means I'm still talking. If you wanna hang up, that's up to you, but when they come into the jail, they're coming in through employees, am I correct?
Right.
Now, brother, you called me for the 3rd time. Are you gonna hold on? Are you gonna hold on? 338-4477. Are you gonna hold on, or you gonna get the hell off the phone? Okay, your ass gonna get off the phone. Just that simple.
Well, you know, when you talk about cell phones coming into jail, it's usually 2 ways. Either our employees are bringing them in, or they're being brought in by commissary.
Commissary?
Yeah, you know, You allow commissary in the jail.
I mean, I know you eat in the jail and all that, but,
Right.
how does it come in through the, commissary?
Well, because you're having things brought in from the outside.
Mhm.
Did you not see that article, I think it was about 8 months ago, out at the Penal Farm, where cell phones were like, they had pulled the inside of bread
Right,
loaves
right.
out. So that, you know, we have to get supplies into the jail, so, these people.
So people are supplying you food and stuff?
Right. They're part of the problem also. So we have to be vigilant, we have to stay on top of it. We have narcotics dogs that checks for narcotics, that come into jail. And then, let's be honest, you know, we have employees that bring them in also. So, we've just gotta do a better job. We do have what's called a cell phone tower. Unfortunately, there's a tower out there that we use sometime that we can take them on the floor, and once that tower is on, it will not let a cell phone work. But that knocks our commanders' phones out also.
Someone is asking, we have so many assault to staff, and I guess this is one of your staff members. What's in place for the safety of staff officers and contracted staff? Will TDOC inmates is bringing phones in? I don't know what that part means, but.
Well, let's talk about our staff safety.
Okay.
Staff safety is number one priority for me. Right now, our staff, we're short, and everybody knows that we're short on manpower. I think our DRT team it's imperative that we get them back up fully staffed.
Is that the gray uniform or the black uniform?
The black uniform, yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. It's imperative for us to get them back on the floors, working side by side with the officers that are working in the pods. Right now, we've made a really significant push on trying to recruit jailers and get them. I would personally like to see the residency requirement relaxed a little bit, to where if a person lived within an hour of Memphis, they could work for us. But right now, you can only work for us, county government, if you live inside of Shelby County. I think that it would open up some doors and give us a much bigger hiring pool, if you will, because we have a tough time. I'll give you an example about hiring deputy sheriff. We had 35 positions stated, and we only interviewed 67 people. Just to show you how the pool is shrunk.
Why?
People just not applying. They're not applying to be police officers, and why would they? It's a tough job. I mean, everybody, you're on camera with everyone. Police are not respected like they were when I was growing up, like you were growing up. Now, we've done some of that to ourselves, but and I understand that, I get it, you know, but it's not a job that everyone wants now. Even when I talk to young people now, hey, would you like to do this? No, I don't want to be a police officer. Well, I get it, but we've got to change that. I've got to change that as the next year.
So is there a recruitment program in place for Shelby County, for the sheriff's department?
No, we do not, and that's a very good point. I had a gentleman that I was just getting ready to hire to head up our recruitment team. We've got to do, we're some of our own worst enemy, I will admit that. But we've got to do a better job of getting out there and showing people what a career in law enforcement is all about. It's not everything that you see on TV. It's a difficult job, it's a tough job, but we have one of the finest training academies in the state, and I'm fully confident in what they do out there, and these officers will be prepared to go out in the streets and protect the citizens of Memphis.
When you said that there are only 604 deputy sheriffs, how many officers, if you can give that figure, are on the streets?
Well, right now, out of patrol division, and keep in mind that we only patrol the unincorporated areas of Shelby County. Right now, we're sitting at about 120. We run 3 shifts. We are a full-service law enforcement agency. Now, we have K-9 units, we've got narcotics, fugitive, courts, civil division. We do it all. We're a CALEA certified agency. So we operate a training academy, we operate a pistol range. So our resources are stretched stretched to the limit because we do so many things. But right now we have approximately about 120 that's out in patrol division right now. And just talk to the chief out there, we can really expand that particular division by an additional 15 officers. Because I give you an example just along our district, what we call our District 2, which butts up against the Ridgeway precinct and goes all the way over to Poplar. That's toward the Hickory Hill area. It's 60,000 people that live down there.
Okay.
60,000 people. And so that's almost the equivalent of Jackson, Tennessee.
Let me ask you a political question.
Okay.
Would you support the merger of the City of Memphis Police Department and the Sheriff's Department?
Well, I think that would be really left up to the citizens. The citizens would have to vote on consolidation. I think a lot of things have happened with the school merger that we're seeing is not as successful as some people thought it was going to be. So when you turn around and you say, okay, well, let's consolidate the law enforcement, which is fine if that's what the citizens want, but think about this, everyone seems to think that you're going to get this huge influx of manpower from the county, and as I told you, I've got 604 deputies, sworn deputy sheriffs, and that's including the sheriff and I. That's 604 number. Okay. That's the sheriff and I. And with hopefully an additional 29 coming on here within the next, where they will graduate in August.
But why the numbers? Why are the numbers? And why are the numbers? Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Why are the numbers? Take the number down, Linda. Why are the numbers for the sheriff's department so significantly lower than that of the city?
Well, think about it. You didn't have that many. The population in the county did not explode until maybe, 8-10 years ago, when people started moving out in the suburbs. I mean, when I was in patrol division in the late 80s, early 90s, or late 80s, a lot of the county was rural. So we didn't call for that much manpower. Now it's a different ballgame. As I told you, our District 2 is 60,000 people down there.
Well, why do you think that the powers of the county mayor and also the county commission has not called for the funding of more deputy sheriffs in the county?
Well, and then too, that is, you have to look at it too. Historically in the county, with it being rural, the crime was not a high crime rate out in the county.
Okay.
Because it was so rural, it just wasn't that many people living out there. I've seen years where we've gone with just one homicide for the entire year. And so now our numbers are ticking up, and we're making adjustments as we speak now to put additional manpower out in our patrol division. We're seeing the crime, just all sorts of crime, everything that you're seeing in the city. Our numbers are going up also, so we've got to get ahead of it and try to get our numbers down.
So, as we're approaching the end of this interview, what reason do the citizens of Shelby County have to vote for you versus the other two guys that's running?
Well, I think if you look at my credentials, my experience, 37 years unbroken service here at the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. I started at the jail as a patrolman. I've worked my way up to the number 2 position. Look at what I do today. I run the day-to-day operations of the Sheriff's Office. And that is, I truly have a passion for our community, for our citizens. I think that if you look at all of that and what I've done and what I'm doing now, I think I am the most qualified. I am the most qualified person to be the next sheriff. I grew up in Orange Mound and Westwood, and, you know, so I know the inner city. I know what that's about. So those particular communities, how they're suffering in crime, and the relationships that I've been able to build over the years, over 37 years, means a lot.
As the highest ranking law enforcement officer in the county, if a person in Orange Mound, New Chicago, Belvoir, Smoky City, have an issue with crime and they can't seem to get through to the City of Memphis Police Department, is there a mechanism in place where those citizens will be able to talk with someone in the sheriff's department and say, we got an issue here, I've tried to reach MPD, but I can't get any results. You're the man, you're the highest ranking officer. What will you do? Is there a mechanism in place
Well,
for the citizens?
It is in somewhat, but that's something that I would like to zero in a little bit more
Okay.
on community engagement and
Okay.
where the citizens that are having particular problems. As I said, Director Rollins and I are very good friends. I can call Director anytime, usually speak with him at least once or twice a week. Now, if there's, let's use Smoky City. You said that. If there's a particular issue that's going on over there, I feel like I can pick up the telephone and say, hey, Mike, this is what we're getting. Can, you know, what, do you have the manpower, or we're gonna do an operation?
Okay, in other words, you're saying that you'll use the protocol, but you'll be the bridge between your division and the City of Memphis Police Department for the betterment of the community.
Of course, I mean, look, we're all struggling out there. Crime is not where any of us want it to be, but I can tell you this, Director Rollins and I, and even his deputy director, Mike Riles, we have a very good working relationship, and I think it's an important component, even still, when you look at your next sheriff. There's no learning curve with me. Nobody has to give me their numbers, if you will, because they're already programmed in my cell phone. If I'm elected September the 1st, I can hit the ground running. There's no learning curve there. I know the U.S. Attorney, I know the AG, because I work with them every single day.
So we get this move from one office to the big office.
Move over just about 12 feet over.
Okay. All right, my guest tonight, and well, let me do this before we go. I want you to speak directly to the camera, and in 1 minute, tell the citizens of Memphis what you're going to do, your promise to them, if they will go out to the polls here doing early voting, and if you miss early voting, May 1st, what's going to happen from Floyd Bonner. No questions from me, but you talk to the citizens for about 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. To the citizens of Memphis, if you elect Floyd Bonner, you're elected a man with 37 years of experience, 37 years on the job. I'm the current chief deputy now. I run the day-to-day operations. We will be accountable to you. We want to engage the community, because I think it's very important for us to engage the community, because we need to know what your problems are, and we need to talk to you about it. We talk about technological things, and we're trying to enhance our protocol at the sheriff's office to become a better division to serve you, the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County. We're going to do all we can to keep you safe with our partnerships that we have with various law enforcement divisions and services here in the sheriff's office in Shelby County, if you will. We're going to work as hard as we can to get this crime under control.
All right, the next sheriff, if you make it happen, you've heard him, he's more than qualified. This is his first time out of the gate. He's already doing the job. Give Floyd Bonner the opportunity to continue doing what he's already doing. You don't need a 3-time loser. I know you can't say nothing on that. You don't need a man that's ran for the office 3 different times and has not been able to ascertain that. That means there's no new story for him to tell. We need a man that knows exactly what to do. He's already doing the job. I urge you to go in your early voting. Early voting is through the 26th of April, through the 26th. If you don't vote for nobody but Floyd Bonner, it's all right with me. Go and vote for Floyd Bonner. I know this is a Democratic and Republican, and you've got to run all the way to August because there
Yes.
is a Republican that is running for the office. Then in August, you'll be able to vote, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you'll be able to vote. So I know that a lot of you who call yourselves Republicans, you know already who the better man is. I know y'all got to the class, so don't even vote. And, you know, you Republicans, leave that one open, and then let's support the man that already has the job, and then in August, let's make it happen, and then put him to work. What is it, September 1?
September the 1st.
September the 1st, let's put him to work. Floyd Bonner, thank you so very much, my friend, for being here, and we urge you again to go out and vote. We'll be back, and our conversation will be, watch out for your little girls after these commercial messages.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
All right, sir.
Yeah. I don't see how you do this 5 days a week.
I don't say how you do your job.
My job is easy compared.
Your
to
job
yours.
is easy to do?
Yeah, compared to yours, man. I don't see how you do this 5 days a week. This is rough.
It has its days.
Oh, yeah. You have fun with it, so that's awesome. Well, thank you again
All right, my
for
friend.
your hospitality.
It just went down.
Hey, that chair. I understand.
But look, that's what we need right there, to have
We need
back,
3 of them.
right, so they won't have to be up on your desk.
You said don't cost but $10? They don't cost but $10?
Yeah, this one here is $10, but I mean, they can go all the way up to whatever price.
We like the 10, we like
But-
the 10.
They have the things that will hold the tablets this size as well.
Yeah,
Not
the
for the $10 one, you need something a little bit more,
Well, I mean,
more sturdy, yeah.
yeah, but you need to look on Amazon, you need to go on order that.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Have y'all had a debate?
Have you ever met my wife?
I think, did I meet your wife?
I don't know. It's my wife 35 years.
35 years you've been put up with it.
Years, man.
Dated 5 years before he decided to marry.
So 40 years y'all been together.
Yeah.
All right. How many children y'all got?
Two sons.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Are they
was-
in law enforcement?
No. No, got one that lives in Atlanta, he works for the Center of Disease Control.
Okay.
He's kind of sciencey, he
Okay.
does research, and the other one works for Syntox in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh, okay, okay. No daughters, huh?
No daughters, well, I got a granddaughter, man.
Okay.
First time to have a little girl around, that's exciting in itself. My son in Atlanta, he and his wife got a girl and a boy, they had twins.
Okay,
Boy.
okay,
So, I'm learning that girl thing now.
okay.
so we got one that runs $40.
In the house.
Well, I'm gonna feed my wife, man, thank you again.
Thank you, man.
All right.
If you need me to do anything, call me now.
I will.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, you will.
Did you get the information there?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Just gonna grab mine.
You good? Good night.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
All right.
All right, let's go into the second half. I have to do my little local politics for those of you who are watching around the country. They pay me. He paid good for advertising. So y'all be all right. Woo. I'm not interested in Andrew, why you bring that up on my page? I'm not interested in what the president is doing, baby. Stay focused. Oh, you can take this phone thing, ain't no more phone calls. Mm-mm. I was born by the river in a little town.
Y'all take care of that.
You too, you too.
I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming.
I'm glad you called that dude. Okay.
Huh?
The last little dude, I saw her go to the door. I saw her look at her phone. I saw all that part. But when he came in, I didn't know nobody else was coming.
I didn't know nobody else was coming in.
So you said something before I did. And then Bonner threw his hands up like this.
What is it that you want? Why are you calling me?
It's Miss Angie Pastor. How you doing?
This is who?
Miss Angie.
Who
I'm
is-
in New York. You just told me why was I texting on your page about the president.
I'm not interested in what the president's doing, baby. Why are you texting on my page about the president?
I just called. You said your phone wasn't ringing, so I figured.
I didn't want I said I didn't want it to ring. I didn't want my phone to ring, baby. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm doing a show. Ma'am, I still don't want to talk. Ma'am, I still don't want, ma'am, I still don't want to talk to you. Why would I want to talk to you on my commercial break? Damn it, I don't want to talk to your motherfucking ass, okay? I'm working, goddamn. Now get off my damn phone. Damn. Yeah, because I'm on commercial break, don't mean I want to talk to your goddamn ass. Shit. Calling me all the way from damn New York. You wasn't doing nothing but fixing your head. My damn head on my damn head, on my damn show, on my damn time, and that I didn't want to talk to you. Man. You ain't doing nothing on commercial break. Damn, I'm still working. Don't they give your motherfucking ass a break at Burger King? Shit. In between bar and flipping. And I be trying to stay nice. That's ignorant. I just call you. I'm like, what we gonna talk about? You said nothing on the money, so what we gonna talk about?
Oh, Daddy Yoss.
Woo. Lord, I wish I could still drink some Hennessy. Sometimes I just feel it all around my lips. Yeah. I did call you. Whew. Folks should pick up the phone to call me. For what? I'm working.
You're accessible.
Well. Yeah. And you're old too. What old women gonna call me if we ain't talking about no money?
They like to tell you about her pouch.
What do they tell me about? Yeah, her pouch. With no dust in her pouch.
No powder.
Baby, I'll never know how much dust you got in your pouch either.
You keep saying dust. She said powder.
Oh, powder in her. Powder and dust, the same damn thing. She said she didn't have no powder in her pouch. It's dust, baby, dust. Dust in the pouch, dust. Got enough dust that Jesus can look at the dust and say, let that be a man. Okay, stop. Thaddeus, be nice. Oh. Yeah, Andrew, yeah, I called you old. How old are you, baby? You sound like you was old. What the hell you calling me for, baby? You didn't call me about no money. Damn. And you called me all the way from New York, Angie. What we gonna talk about? And when you called, you didn't want no damn thing. I'm just calling. No, Angie don't know me personally.
One more commercial after this one, the grill.
Well, see, you from New York too. Y'all should have been calling each damn other. Instead of calling me. Oh, hey, and take out that commercial on, I don't know whether it's played or not, on the one with me and Trump on it.
Take that one out.
Yeah, take that one out. You didn't have no more money. Karen Davis, I go off if I damn want it. If you don't like it, get your ass off the page.
55 seconds.
You will pray for me daily, but don't call me, baby. Talk to Jesus. Don't talk to me. I pray for you every day. Talk to Jesus, baby. Talk to Jesus. Because I be busy. Hell. But you see me working. Why would you call me while I'm working, Angie? Damn.
30
Woo.
seconds.
Y'all colors just don't know how to act. I love Iowa too.
20 seconds.
Isn't black folk in Iowa?
Yes.
Christian, I'm married to a lawyer. Well, talk to his
10
age.
seconds.
He used to talking too. Ooh.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Thaddeus Matthews Show again. Don't forget to go out and show your support for Floyd Bonner. What o'clock is it?
It's broken.
How y'all break the clock?
I didn't break it.
Y'all made time stand still. I used to love that movie when I was a little boy. The Day That the Earth Stood Still, when the little flying saucer came in, and the man came out there. And he had that robot with him, and he went and he made all the clocks and everything. You remember the movie? I'm talking about the first one. I ain't talking about the new one with the new movie style. I'm talking about back then in the 60s.
I wasn't born in the 60s.
Oh, that's right, you were. I was. We had good TV back in the 60s. I remember Saturday mornings. I look at Mighty Mouse. You remember Mighty Mouse, Linda? You too old to remember Mighty Mouse? Here we come to say that, you know.
He said I'm too old.
I mean, you too young to remember Mighty Mouse?
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse. Then there was Sky King. You remember Sky King? That was, then the Jetsons would come
I
on.
remember that.
You remember the Jetsons? The Jetsons would come on. Then Superman, the original Superman, would come on. Then my friend Flipper. Then Tarzan would come on. And then Shirley Temple would come on. That's what Saturdays were back in the day. Y'all don't remember all that. Somebody said Felix the Cat. Ooh. I remember, see, we got all this new modern stuff, but I remember, I guess I would remember though. Oh, I can't forget, 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning, studio wrestling. Back in the days, we thought wrestling was real. I was at the wrestling match every Monday night. So well, every Monday. It'd be over by 10 o'clock, get downtown by 10:30, get in the lineup, the 11:15 lineup, and go home. Well, am I going back down memory lane? Lord Jesus. When you get 61, you start to remember things from your youth. I remember the first girl oh, okay.
Thank you.
Don't tell that story.
No, don't tell that story.
Oh, Jesus, she dead now. Lord have mercy.
You still telling the story.
Huh? Am I still telling the story?
Go to your subject.
Okay, I won't go to my subject. But I don't know, when you get 60 and 61, you start remembering things from your youth. I invite you on Sunday morning to come to be a part of the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries. We're located at 3835 Raleigh Millington Road. Come on and be a part of it. Also on this Sunday morning, those of you who watch me on Facebook Live, come to the church. This nigga here, Flow Model TV ass nigga. Yeah, me and your mammy used to watch the Flow Model TV. That's all we had was the damn Flow Model. If you had Flow Model, you was good. Huh? You was a good, oh, you was an update nigga, you had a Flow Model TV. You remember when color TV first came out? No, you was already, you weren't born then. They used to do color TV, I swear for God, and 20 white folk. You remember when, I know your grandma, Miss Ernestine, had one of them lights with the Christmas tree that had the little round thing on it with the different colors. You remember that?
No, they had the actual lights.
No, you still had some lights on the tree, but to make it decorative, they had a little round thing with blue, green, yellow, and red on it. It'd go around and around, and it would light up. Well, they took that same sheet of paper, when color TV first came out for colored people, they had the sheet with all them colors on it, and you go up to the TV, and you put it on the screen, and you think you were looking at color TV. Now, I know I ain't the only damn somebody that remember that. Not only did the Flow Model TV have a TV on it, it had a turntable on it too. Now,
It's called the color wheel.
yeah, it was a color wheel. I'm old enough to remember when TV went off at 12 o'clock with the little crying Indian. They played, the Indian and the Star Spangled Banner.
After match, I remember.
And TV would go off. Okay, I'm through reminiscing. Sometimes it's just good to go back. But Sunday morning, please join me Sunday morning, Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries. If you're in the city of Memphis, you do not have to be fearful to come and be a part of a growing ministry. We've taken in over 300 people just online. They be watching on Sunday morning. He ain't got but a few folk in there. But I got over 300 folk that have joined the Naked Truth Ministry because they like truth. They want the truth online. And those of you online, all you got to do is go to the church website, nakedtruthlem.com, and you can join online. There's a page that says online membership. Sunday morning, my message is going to be, you ain't got no room to talk about nobody else. Yeah, you ain't got no room. You think you holy, you sanctified, you fire baptized, and you want to talk about everybody else. Well, Sunday morning, I'm going to let all you holier than thous know. You ain't got no room to talk about nobody else. Please join me. Somebody said, damn, my mom had one. Yeah. Please join me Sunday morning. Those of you around the country, you can join me on Facebook Live on the church's page. Monday night, I'm going to have Terry Rowland, the candidate for County Maryland. But Tuesday night, my guest by way of phone, because he lives in Orlando, Florida. Will your husband be here Tuesday night? Because I'm going to need to run the phone through the board. My guest is going to be Dr. Bring that box for a minute, Dale, that speaker box. My guest is going to be Dr. Earl Cobb. He preached several years ago on the subject of homosexuality in the Church of God in Christ. Now, y'all fire baptized, and the reason I'm taking my time getting into the subject, because I only have 45 minutes, and this is really a long subject. I'm gonna tiptoe through it and bring it to you again next week. Dr. Earl Carr, saints from around the country will be on my page on Tuesday night. Dr. Earl Carr, and I'm trying to find his speech, was talking to the saints about the support for homosexuality in the Church of God in Christ. Can I give you just a little bit of why the bishops got mad at Earl Carr? I'm gonna give you just a little bit. I ain't gonna give you no whole lot, because y'all get all shouting and carrying on. Let me see if I can find just a little bit.
Than the Creator. You suppress the truth. You don't want to hear the truth.
Talk with
You're
you.
sensual. You want to feel like a girl. I wish God would give you the monthly of a girl. I wish He had you bleeding out of your butt. I wish He had you. I believe God.
Come on, Bishop.
Since you want to be a girl, I said, since you want to be a girl,
Since you want to be a girl.
God ought to put it all on you.
Yeah.
Have you switching and put pumps on you. He said, since you don't believe me, I'm going to turn you over to a reprobated mind. And you know what? I wish I had more time, but listen, you know what? The homosexual will be punished.
Word.
But the fact of the matter, that he's being punished right now. The homosexuality is the punishment. Your switching is the punishment. Your high heel shoes is the punishment. Your pocketbook and your lipstick is the punishment.
Andrew, you said one more thing about the president. Your ass on my page.
The worst thing God can do to you is turn you over to you.
Now try me,
And
Andrew.
you will self-destruct. God says, since you want your homosexuality, I'll even legalize it. I'll even make it legal. I'll bind you to it so you can't get out of it. And anybody that do such things, not only homosexuality, but in Romans 1, you that's unkind, unforgiving, you that's sitting up here with grudge in your heart, mean as a junkyard dog, you are vile too, and you work at death. You won't forgive nobody, taking each other to court between a heathen judge, but the judge is coming. Plumas is coming. Plumas is coming. God's tired.
Yeah, that's
of you messing up His church.
and the Church of God in Christ, the bishop.
Mess up your jobs. Now you're messing up the church.
Stop, Bishop.
Upon this rock,
Stop, Bishop.
build my church.
Stop, Bishop.
And the gates of hell
What?
not prevail against it. God wants a church. God wants a holy church. Get rid of your parapsychology. Get ready and give God glory. Somebody praise Him. I'm telling you, get anointed. Praise Him.
Stop, Bishop. Stop now. Stop. They turned on him, Charles Blake and some of the other bishops in the Church of God in Christ, for speaking out against homosexuality. Okay? So you think Moses Tyson was something. I called him last night. He said, Thaddeus, I'm not as civil as Moses. I got some things I can tell you about the church of God in Christ that will rock your mind and rock your soul. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the church of God in Christ, the hammer is about to come down. If Angie, if you come back on here and say anything else that Trump has said on my page, you're going to be banned from my page forever. You need Tuesday night. It's going to be off the chain. He has been in a deposition on Wednesday. So we're going to do an interview, and I'm going to just let him have your way, Doc, on Tuesday night. Now, this subject, watch out for your little girls. I might save it, because what time is it? I ain't got no clock in here.
8:23.
8:23. I ain't got long tonight to really get into this. But I want you to know, those of you in the Church of God Christ, see, y'all been talking about me. Y'all been talking about I'm cussing. But you want to talk about cussing, and the Bible does not speak about cussing. It speaks about cursing. Cursing and cussing is two separate entities. How do you define that a word is profane? I don't like it. Okay. I might not like the word duck and is and all that. I might not like those words. But the people that I'm trying to reach is not you old fogey ass folk that's in the church. You've been in that 99 and a half years and you still acting the same way. You have not done anything to change the mindset of the people in the community. I don't give a damn whether you get mad or not. And y'all been mad at me, but when we started talking about all of this madness that's going on in the church, in the Lord's house, as you called it, Instagram took down my picture. Tomorrow, when we get to office, first thing I want you to do is on my page, on my website that can't nobody control but me, I'm gonna put the preacher's picture back up there in the Church of God in Christ. Y'all get mad at me cussing, but y'all didn't mind Pastor Anthony Taylor of the Greater Community Church of God in Christ in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Y'all didn't mind that big booty girl sitting down on him and he's moving that girl up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, you don't mind that with the wife's picture looking over. They took it down on Instagram. I'm gonna put it up on the church, not on the church, because they'll take that down. I'm gonna put it up on the church's website, not the Facebook page, on the church's website that I control. It's gonna be under what? Their blog. It's gonna be under the blog. Okay? It's nakedtruth.lem.com. By 1 o'clock, it'll be up. 1 o'clock Central Time, it'll be up on the page. See, you don't want to hear the naked truth. That bishop was giving the Church of God in Christ the naked truth. But because y'all got homosexuals all over the church, and they were switching and wearing them little skinny suits. Okay, I question any man with them little skinny suits on. Okay, ooh, Lord have mercy. Don't give me no skinny suit. Okay, yeah, okay. So what we've got to deal with that particular issue, and I'm going to deal with that issue with Bishop Earl Collar on Tuesday night. The reason that I was going to talk about watching out for you little girls, the proms is going on. Some of y'all little girl children gonna come back pregnant. Okay? Oh, yes it is. They're gonna do some screwing at the prom. They're going to the hotels and things. It's some screwing fit to go on. Y'all need to talk to your little girls about things that they already know, but you got to make them understand. Dale and I were at Sherrod's Furniture Company on yesterday. I'm handling some business, some advertising business. Dale sitting there, she's my security. She's sitting there in the door with that great big old gun on. And that was looked like this girl was about 14 years old. 14 years old. And there were these two young black guys, looked like they were 15, 16, 17 years old. Each of them had her by the arm. Okay? They were walking her apparently in a direction she did not want to go in. As she walked by, they were loading the furniture company, and those guys paid no attention. But Dale, being a mother, was sitting right there in the door. And the girl looked back at Dale and gave her one of those looks of, I am in distress. And Dale just rubbed the gun. It's something about when you rub a gun, things happen. And the two guys, and Dale, who has a state security badge on. Okay, she ain't just carrying a gun to be carrying it. She has a state security badge on. She's been qualified and licensed by the state to handle my security. When those guys saw the badge and the gun, they let the girl go. They went one direction and the girl went another. It is no doubt in my mind that these young heathens were going to take this girl off in the woods, in the bushes that wasn't far away, and do something horrific to her. Okay? They were up to no damn good. But y'all got to start talking to your little fast-ass daughters. Okay? See, these young guys don't give a damn. They don't care about themselves. So you know they don't care about your daughter. You've got to train her up in the way that she should go. Not in the way that she wants to go, but in the way that she should go. Yeah. Because, see, I ain't paying no attention. I was busy, but Dale's mama's senses kicked in. And there was something bad to them young boys. Oh, praise the Lord. It'll be some slow walking and some sad singing. But you've got to watch out for your little girls. Your little girls need to be able to talk to you. That's the reason at the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries, we have started a girls mentoring program from the ages of 12 to 21. And last week we had 11 in there, and we had a couple of them that was because the mother had brought the older children. We allowed the younger girls to go inside. You can't start raising them too early about what's going on in our society and what's going on in our world. I don't want to hear that Christian. I don't want to hear that preacher that say, well, we teaching them holiness. You better teach them how to keep that thing covered up. Holiness. Yeah, okay, that's good. We teaching them abstinence. But you better understand that you can teach them all the abstinence. I can't hardly say the word. Abstinence. But they're going to be present. They ain't going to be absent from no sex. They're going to be present if you have not trained them, if you have not molded them, if you have not directed them. Because all these little boys want is some. They don't care who they get the some from, whether it's your 8-year-old daughter, your 12-year-old daughter. Some of them don't care if it's your 2-year-old daughter. We've got to watch our little girls. Our mentoring program. I couldn't get men involved to do the men's, the boys' mentoring. So I'm gonna have to save all the little girls that I can from these heathen-ass boys that we got in the streets. that don't give a damn. Those two young men were going to go off and rape that young girl. They were going to do something bad to her. But it was meant for Dale to be sitting where Dale was sitting so that Dale could persuade them without saying a word. She had the persuader on, and the persuader, when they saw the persuader, they were persuaded that they needed to go in another direction. You got to watch out for your daughters. Look, if your daughters are in high school and they're going to the prom, you need to pick their asses up. They don't need to be going out nowhere after the damn prom. Dale, your daughter got a prom next week. Where's she going when the prom over with?
To the house.
Huh?
To the house.
You mean she can't go out with nobody?
Negative.
She got to do what?
Come to the house.
She got to come to the house. But Sabrina already knows the rules. Okay? That is a fear that Sabrina has of her mother. See, you mamas now, y'all ain't got no fear in your little girls, your boys either. Y'all want to be buddies with your children. And my great-grandmama said, if you let a puppy lick you in your, you play with a puppy too much, he'll lick you in your mouth. That's what the old people used to say. Many a young girl has got pregnant on a prom night, but the rule at your house is what, Dale? She got to what?
Come to the house.
She got to come. In fact, you going to pick her up, ain't you?
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah. She's going and pick her up. Don't you get so busy, well, I'm going to let her just have a good time. No, you have a good time when you get grown and gone. Not just grown, gone. Huh? Grown, gone. Because you ain't grown if you ain't gone. What, that'll preach. Somebody needs to use it at your house. You ain't grown if you ain't gone. Long as you in the house, you still a child. You are still subject to the rules and the regulations of the house. When you gone, you can go and do in the middle of your floor at your house all you want. Never clean it up. But at my house, you got to do some things. You've allowed your girls to have a freedom that they shouldn't have as little girls. Well, I had it so hard when I was coming up. My mama was so strict on me. I didn't have no sex till I was 25. Damn, ain't you glad now? Ain't you glad now? You got young ladies out here, by the time they get 18, already got 3 babies. By the time they get 25, they got 6 babies. And it starts because you at the house have not given them any directions. Drop your daughter off at the prom. Pick her up. You got a certain time to be out here, baby girl. I don't want to come in there and have to embarrass you. But I'm going to come in there with my hair braided and my blue jeans on in case I got to kick that little boy's ass. Because his mama may not be able to raise him right. You got to know your truth. Let me tell you something else. You're a sad-ass mama if you do not know the company that your daughter is keeping. She with her friends. What's a friend thing? I don't know. They go to school together. She's spending the night at somebody else's house, and you don't know the mom? Come on. You don't know the mama, and you're allowing your daughter to go and spend the night somewhere? Oh, that's right. You let your daughter go spend the night somewhere so you can let some old broke-ass man come spend the night at your house. He can't take you to no hotel. He can't get no room, so he got to screw you at the house while your daughter at the prom. Girl, just take your time coming home. enjoy your prom. You ain't gonna have but one prom. Dumb as some of these damn children is, they done had 3 and 4 proms because they fail every damn year. Watch out for your daughters because you better watch your educational system. I remember Dale's daughter is 15 years old. Dale's daughter is graduating from high school. Women, did y'all hear that? Dale's daughter is skipping, how many grades? She has skipped 2 grades. She's 15 years old. She got colleges all over the country sending them what you call them, full ride pieces of paper. Scholarships. Okay, well, hell, I ain't goddamn. So, scholarships, Phoenix, Iowa, Philadelphia, all over the country because of her GPA, because her mother trained and raised her correctly. She come out, and let me tell them ignorant ass teachers over there at Wooddale. Damn. Miss Clark, I thought you got enough last year when I had to go all the way to the top and deal with the situation because you got teachers like that damn Miss Clark over there at Wooddale High School, and this thing, froze their YouTube. You got teachers over there because she's 15, you ain't graduating right. Y'all better leave alone. That's the reason. What's the white man that I had you to call?
McCarthy.
That's the reason Mr. McCarthy called y'all yesterday, because the pastor, Sabrina's my number, Dale is my number. I said, these Negroes over here in Wooddale, y'all gonna, I know what to do for y'all. I ain't gonna deal, Dale gonna go that clown and